Hi, I'm Angela, and I'll be taking care of you today. Thank you for choosing North Pole Happy Hour to spend your afternoon with. Let me know if you have any questions about our Elf Appetizer special. This is going to be afternoon with. Let me know if you have any questions about our Elf App. Wow, there goes the boo boo. This is going to be the happiest hour this side of the North Pole Arctic Circle. Now let's get on with the show.
Hello and welcome to season 6, episode 1 of the Monday Show Live, now known as the North Pole Happy Hour. This is the happiest hour north of the Arctic Circle. That's correct. Phineas over there showing off his mug. We're going to show off our hot cocoa mug. Yes, we are ready to roll. Let's make a quick review here. Season 1, Bob and Barry. Season 2, 3, 4. Bob, Randall, and Company, with the addition of Phineas towards the end of the season, halfway through the season. Season 5 was Bob and Phineas, and now we're the North Pole Happy Hour. I want to bring in my two partners in crime, Phineas T. Elf and Randall Santa Checker Lee. Hello, guys.
Good afternoon, Bob. Good afternoon, Randall. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Bob, Phineas, and Angela. Thanks for the great entrance and a great new beginning.
It would be proper if we didn't mess it up somehow or another. Bob, I didn't mute my YouTube or my Facebook. I have pulled up on my third screen over here. My fault. I take it. I know. Hey, I got to mess something up every time or it's just not right.
Hey, we're live. It's okay.
We're live in the stream running this. So
I think I know the problem. I'm not right in the head. I think that's what's wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, it's been 126 days since we were on the air here on Monday. Wow. 126 days. Now, that sounds like a lot when you look at there's only 365 in a year. And, it's about a third of the year, a fourth of the year that we're off the air. But it's been a whirlwind. We have had so much going on, so much fun. Great season. How was this guy's season?
It was because I was, kind of lightened up because of the health was for a while. I was fortunate enough and knock on wood, lucky enough to be able to do some videos, which was fantastic to do. I haven't done virtual videos and things like messages for a while. It was, man, it was so much fun getting back in the what do they say, the old saddle again and doing it. It was good, but you got to be careful. You make one little word mistake, got to do it all over again, all over again. Oh well, I learned and learned and learned again. It was great, fantastic season.
We had a great season up here too. Santa David and I just had an amazing season. Lots of wonderful visits with folks. Lots of new visits and new people that we got to meet and greet throughout the season. So it was a pretty amazing season, and we're looking forward to. Well, we definitely look forward to getting some downtime after January 6th, after the Orthodox Christmas, and now that we're getting ready for the upcoming year. So.
Getting ready for the upcoming year. That's crazy to say though, but we all know it takes it's there's a lot to do and get ready for and learn and for the year. Besides, there's so many things that have already happened from this month before. There's so many places, so many schools and convention things that went on. Busy, busy, busy.
Busy. It's been busy. I guess we kind of talk about weather too. Weather's been a little strange this year. I know for us down here in the South, it's been warm and dry. Uh, we finished out the last couple of months of the last year and already the first couple of months of this year with hardly any precipitation at all. With all that said, the patterns are changing according to the weather folks who know best, and we've got a chance for rain for the next week and a half every day. So starting after today it's nice, sunny, 77 degrees, I believe it is. So how's your guys' weather's up there? How's it going up there north of the Arctic Circle, Phineas?
Well, it's currently 19 degrees Fahrenheit where I'm at, so it's definitely very sunny, but it's definitely not 77 degrees. I did post last week that I actually had the first front porch day. It actually got up to 56, almost 60 degrees, but now because it's March up in the North Country, we're back down to 19 degrees. So burr.
It is crazy how that goes. It's like a roller coaster this time of year up in the northern area here. It's like a roller coaster. Last week it was, like I said, it's in its 50s and sunny. Today, 18, 19 degrees. It was sunny, but in the end of this week is going to be in the 40s and 50s and 60s and it's supposed to rain. But then we don't know. The week after that, it could be back down to the teens and, wind chill of 4 or something. I think it was wind chill of 4, I think they said.
Yeah,
It's just a roller coaster this time of year until spring really comes all the way.
Yep.
Yep, transitional time of the year with the patterns changing and everything. For us, we had one little episode with a little bit of snow, a little bit of freezing rain, a whole lot of sleet. We ended up with multiple inches of sleet, snow, and ice over the course of about a week. Temperatures got down into single digits here. That's very unusual for us, but hey, once a year, we can live with it.
Yeah, I'm sure you still don't like it. And all them roads of yours, they're the roller coaster highways. That can't be any good on any kind of ice.
Yeah, I haven't been up in your neck of the woods in some time since I was in my youth, and of course, everything's changed since then. But yeah, Dallas, I tell you, golly, our roads, they're all tore up. They're rebuilding everything, and like you say, they've got so many elevated, but because we don't have as much ice and snow as the rest of the country does, they don't mind putting them elevated. I always thought they should put heaters in them.
That would be amazing.
It would be. It would be. Maybe in the future that'll happen if we don't go to flying cars first.
Oh, well, I thought, weren't we supposed to have flying cars by now?
Yeah, according to the suggestions, I think it was the year 2000, I believe,
Yeah,
was what that was set in as far as that happening. So maybe somebody out there in the chat knows better than I do on that. But hey,
Yeah.
somebody research that and tell me when we're supposed to have flying cars according to the Jetsons.
I
Yeah.
think that, yeah, because a lot of those futuristic shows that were made in the 50s and 60s or about 2020, 2025 was going to be the super crazy future.
Well,
And look where we're at.
we're here.
Well, it is a super crazy future, but not in that way. So,
There you go. You got it exactly right, Phineas.
Speaking of the chat, we got a great group of folks joining in with us today for our first day back, season 6. Wow, can you believe season 6? And we're still relevant. We're still making content.
We're still making content.
Because we just can't keep quiet. That's the problem. We just can't keep quiet. So it just can't. It just need to get it out somehow. So
Yep.
Pretty remarkable. AJ's with us. Jeff Verba's with us. Bill Stockwell is here. Who else we got over
Kringle, Randy Neely, they're all here.
here? Jenny
David
Creek.
Millmine, Bill Coates, Jenny Kriegel, John Schnagelberger, Paul Anderson. We're getting the Canadian crew out. Woo!
Ernie's with us. Santa Chris is with us. Oh, wow, what a show last night. If you did not see that show, you've got to go over to YouTube. Give them a comment, a like, subscribe to their channel. That was a great opening. I told the guys afterwards, Doug and I was chatting. They look like they've been doing it forever. They were seasoned. They were well prepared. The show went really, really good. I was so proud of them. And what a show! It's going to be a show that's going to be around for some time.
Yeah, those are good. They said they're going to be again next Sunday night. Of course, got so many lists of things they're going to be. It's so well broken down. They just talk about a segment, and it's very. Besides, it looks cool. They got a good background and everything and all that. They did a great job. It's
They have put a lot of time and effort into putting that together and making it what it is. Looks like Steph Jordan's with us. Steph Boys.
Yep.
Sean White's on. Hi, Sean. Steve Kenley, Charlie Johnson, Pat Wesson. Hi, Pat. Bill Gorbett. Hello, Bill. Rick Rector. Am I missing anybody? Hey, even Mike Hutchins is watching. He says, "Good afternoon, everyone."
Susie's on. Yeah, got a great
crew. Steve Kinley, Joseph Cunningham has joined us.
Very nice. Guy LaPointe is on also. Good to have you along with us, Guy. Okay, you know what? Let's slide into our next segment here, and this is going to be Santa B's Hot Cup of Cocoa segment. Yeah, you're going to kind of get tired of our branding, but hey, we've added some new stuff this year that we're going to, wear you out with. So let's say, Angela, you ready for that one?
Ho, 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 and happy day, my friends. Santa B here, welcoming you to the all-new North Pole Happy Hour Live. Man, is it going to be a great year, a great season, so many fantastic things. Now, I don't know about you, but this past Christmas season was my busiest yet, and I had a ball. I got to knock some gigs off my bucket list, things I'd been wanting to do, and then followed up about a month later with a fantastic opportunity at North Pole Cornerstones. And I just was going, and the one thing I forgot was to take care of me. I had some skills, I have a few talents, and I had some things that I could do, but none of those matter if I don't take care of the guy in the suit, or the lady in the dress, or the elf, and whatever. So I want to join you each week and talk about those things that help keep us, the guy in the suit, the person in the suit, well. So a lot of the things that we're going to talk about are a little bit different. There are going to be some skills. There's going to be some things I'll encourage you to write down. There are going to be things primarily that I have learned that I know I need to do to keep me well. And the things I encourage you to do are not going to be stuff because Santa B said so. They're going to be things for you to explore and come up with what you say keeps you well. So I hope you join me on this journey. And remember, it doesn't matter if you're a Santa or a Mrs. or an elf. Ultimately, you have to take care of yourself so we can continue to do this wonderful job. Be blessed, be well. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Very good. That's the truth. You got to take care of yourself. It's the hardest part. When you don't, you kind of got to get rid of this stuff and set back, and that's no fun. Then you got a lot missing in life. So Santa B has got a lot of Gonna take some good things from that too.
Definitely.
Absolutely. That was a good segment. That's going to be a great segment this year. We're really looking forward to that. Santa B last year was so inspirational with his messages and still will be. So looking forward to that each week. Now then, guys, let's slide into this right here. I think first up on our menu is the Elf Appetizer. That's right. So let's go ahead and run the lead in.
Well, now, that's not just a burger, that's a statement. Welcome to the Elf Appetizer, where we get straight to the meat of the hot topics. Stop drooling, fellas. We're just getting started. We stack it high. Truth, humor, a little heat, and we don't nibble around the edges. So pull up a chair, loosen that belt, and let's take a real bite out of this thing. Let's carve into it.
How do you feel, Phineas? You feel full yet?
Oh,
Thanks to Santa Doug for that. He went and put that together for us as he has in the past. Such a great little lead in. All
I
right,
asked
Phoenix, what are
for
you,
bacon
brother?
on that burger too, so thank you for putting the bacon on it, Doug. So today's Elf Appetizer question is: there's been a lot of scuttlebutt and a little bit of controversy on the internet recently about folks who are wearing the heavy stylized or fantasy themed suits. And I'm just wondering how folks feel about those suits. Do you feel they elevate or distract from the role? So, we could be talking the steampunk guys. We can be talking the Nordic style Santa suits, or the more medieval style Santa suits, or the techno Santa suits. You never know. How do you feel that the fantasy or heavily stylized themed suits? What do they do? Do they elevate or detract from the role? And I'll go first. Dress how you want to dress. Dress how your clients want you to dress. Dress what makes you comfortable and what makes you feel like you look your best for your clients and for yourself. And if you're doing that, you will feel your best as whichever role you are. You will feel your best when you are portraying that role for your clients, and you will feel your best when you are done at the end of the day and at the end of the season, because you've done your best, you've looked the best you can, and you have served your clients well. When I started out as Phineas, people said, "Hey, that elf doesn't look like an elf," and I only got that once. And so I asked them, "What does an elf look like?" And there were three people at that client. And one person said, "Well, an elf wears yellow tights and a green top with curly toed shoes, and he's got a curly hair." And I said, "So you're talking Buddy the elf, who is a human and not an elf." And another person said, "Well, an elf is small, and they got pointy ears and curly toed shoes and tights and da 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 da." And another person said, "Elves have pointy ears and curly toed shoes, and they look like the Santa Claus elves." So one client, three people contacted there, and each of them had a different depiction of what an elf had. And all three of them said, "Elves have pointy ears and curly toed shoes." And I said, "So, do I have pointy ears? Yes. Do I have pointy toed, curly toed shoes? Yes. Was I wearing a hat? Yes. Therefore, I looked like an elf." So there was so much conversation about what people look like. Nobody knows what an elf looks like. Nobody knows what Mrs. Claus looks like. And the only confirmed description we have Santa is he was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. And then we have Coca-Cola advertisements and popular media afterwards. So dress how you want to dress how you feel you look as Santa and as your best, and whatever else happens, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
Bring it off my
I agree. Is dress how you want to, as long as it's appropriate, for what it is. Um, some of those suits are just spectacular. I mean, and what Phineas said to me is throughout the years I noticed it's what your client wants. You know, you can have a portfolio of all your pictures and everything, and they might go, "Wow, yeah, that light up suit is just spectacular for what we're looking for. We need you on a sleigh. We need." Okay, that's perfect. But if they then some client wants you sitting in a chair, and he wants that look of Mrs. Claus in her little bonnet and Santa, that's what she should wear for that. Um, I think it does, as long as it's appropriate for the occasion, nothing non character like for the characters. I agree with Phineas. You can wear some of those suits are just spectacular. I mean, the cost and everything is just beautiful. Wish I could have would have been wonderful to wear some of those things. I was super excited. We got my first parade coat years ago. I was like, wow, look at this, man! I got some gold on the parade coat, you know. But that's I agree. I think it's we can, as long as you still have that heart of Santa and Mrs. Claus, doesn't matter if you got no fur, glitter here. No. So, all right, here comes the good answer up top there, Mr. Bob.
Well, for me, and that's kind of part of the second part of the question here. I'm more of a traditionalist. I mean, again, I totally agree with everything that both of you have said, and some of our chat has mentioned. It's up to the client. Number one, be comfortable. Number two, number three, it's your individual taste, and it could be a themed event. Therefore, you go out and buy a specialized suit for that themed event. I've I was kind of leery when I first got started, even looking at brocade to to go on. I thought that that's is that going to be too flashy? But as the years have gone by, 17 years later, there's a lot of really cool designs that have come into the industry with the different types of fur, the different ways the fur is attached. Some have fur, buttons at the top with fur at the bottom with the tailored corners in front. We've gone from full length parade coats to half jackets, that are kind of what I consider maybe waistcoat, although that term has kind of been left towards the vest, the longer vest now. Again, the vests have gotten longer. The length on them have gotten longer. So, I mean, again, really, who am I or who is anyone to say or even call someone out for what they spent their hard-earned money on, and they don't know the situation, whether or not the client asked for that. Uh, One thing that Phineas said, and Randy backed up, find out what your client wants. And so when you start to negotiate for a gig, for the lack of better terms, reach out to that client and show them a portfolio. Have a portfolio ready of your outfits and find out what they want and then give them a sample and let them choose. I made a mistake a few years back. A well-known photographer in our area, she had 6 or 7 different sets set up in a giant building that she had. She'd been doing it for years, and I just took for granted that I would dress the way I wanted to. The first day I showed up in what was more, traditional colors. Second day I showed up with a different outfit on, and she immediately said, "Where did the clothes you had on yesterday go?" Well, I thought I would change to give you something different. She says, "No, where what you had on yesterday is what I'm looking for." So always reach out, make sure your client is happy with what you're bringing to the table before you ever get there.
Yeah, the this is something that you said about your clients. Years ago, I did a Zoom call to get a Santa thing for a local city here to do their parade and to do their Santa night and tree lighting, and I had a glitter snowflake on my hat. I had a traditional suit, the regular traditional fur down, but a snowflake glitter, on my hat. And they say it's just a little too glitzy for us, a little too. Can you remove that? So every client has their own thought process about what Santa Mrs. Claus should look like. We can always stretch it a little bit. And the following year, I wore a holly on it, and they were fine. I was there for 6, 7 years, whatever it was. So they were fine, but everybody's got their own little thing. And like Bob just said, one day she used to traditional, next day you want to go a little more casual. They like, you gotta, but they're, we should be able to try to do it, but let your clients, or if you've got regulars, they might want to see. If you go to house visits every year, you might want to try something different or something, a little more unique. Or if you're at a big box store, you don't need the big coat and the traditional. You can get away with a vest, a nice coat, and all that. There's always places that those can be worn. So
Those are
To
great.
answer Susie Claus's question, I was out in the sun working with the reindeer, so I got a bit of sun on my nose. That's why it's a bit red today. So just to give you a heads up. So
So you
it's not
noticed
the
that one off
cocoa.
the bat.
It's not the cocoa.
So Santa Mel said she had over 400 compliments on wearing her green and gray Santa suit. That's more Victorian. It was so great to read on Facebook. I didn't think so many people would love the green suit, but they did. All
Ernie
right, so
Russo comments that it all depends on what's in the heart, not so much how you look. There are so many different styles that you can wear at different times of the year, and that's also the situation is that you need to dress appropriately for the time of the year. If you're doing a summer Santa gig, you're not going to wear your heavy furs or anything like that. The same way you're not going to wear a baseball uniform or a bathing suit in December, unless you're doing a polar bear dip, perhaps. But you never know. So
yeah, and that was kind of a part two to the question there. If you want to catch that, Phineas.
part two of the question is: do you consider yourself a traditionalist or a fashionista when you come to your portrayal?
And I answered that by saying I'm more of a traditionalist. That don't mean that you can't go out and be a fashionista again. At times, I do have a parade coat that has lots of embroidery work on it, whimsical snowflakes look like they're blowing in the wind. Uh, really, really a nice piece. The fabric was mid 1800 upholstery style red fabric with a pattern built into it. Really, really nice. And there's a few pictures floating around on the internet with me with that coat on. And so, but I don't feel like I'm out of place with it. I still feel like it has that traditional feel, even though it has all the embroidery work and everything to it because of that old world style material that it was made out of.
Yeah, I agree. I think my years were more traditional also, even though at the end, let's say big box stores, a place like that, wearing the vest with the open coat, or sometimes no coat, to me that still is almost getting to the traditional look now for, maybe not quite so glitzy, but if you had a green vest and that's, but definitely wore more Coca-Cola suits and everything else than anything wild and crazy for me. But they're beautiful and I just never had the clientele that worked for that. I needed a lot of that stuff for.
This one here is going to be kind of long, Randy, so this may cover you up for just a moment, but I'm going to put it on the screen anyway.
Go ahead.
Some of these suits are amazing as long as they fit with the environment that they're portraying. Like if they're at the Renaissance Festival, you don't want Coca-Cola Santa at the Renaissance Festival. You want a Santa that dresses in medieval costume, but you're right, it should meet your customers' needs and expectations.
Exactly, Susie. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And John Schnickelberger says right here, get what you can afford and upgrade or augmentate as you are able. And that's a good point, John, because most of the guys that are getting into the industry come in on a very tight budget. They don't realize the cost of things to get themselves started, established. And I think many of us, I know I did, I had to work several years towards putting back 25% of what I earned to be able to finally get that Adele suit. I had a costume for Santa's box suit, rack suit, whatever you want to call it, which was a great suit. Started me off my first couple of years. It wore well. The first year at the mall, though, with all the children coming across my knee, which was a very busy season, the nap on the knee of the pants started wearing down and started looking bad. So I had to retire it. Now they actually make replacement pants, trousers for that particular suit. So I may have to get me a pair and throw it in every once in a while because it was a very comfortable suit.
It still is the bottom line. Remember, it's not the suit that makes the Santa, or the dress that makes the Mrs. Claus, it's exactly what Phineas is doing right now. It's the heart. So you can be the most amazing Santa with a off the rack, suit. Um, it doesn't mean you're better or worse for a beautiful suit. Don't love them, but it's remember that's always goes from here. A lot to read. Who's ever going to do that?
Yep. Santa Doug writes, I think you have to ask why you are doing it. Are you trying to differentiate or are you trying to elevate? When Edmund Gwen first came seen in The Miracle on 34th Street, he was walking down the street in a regular suit with cane and derby hat. He walked up to a window where a guy was putting the reindeer in a wrong location. And my question is, was he Santa at that moment in the movie? He was, and he wasn't even wearing a Santa suit. Nothing wrong with wearing a decorative suit, but we should be more focused on creating belief in the believers first. To which I agree. I always comment on the Santas that I work with is that I need to believe that you are Santa before I can help you make other children believe that they are Santa. And if you need a suit to do that, I'm going to struggle. And my best commentary is that one of the Santas I work with wears a designer beard and a wonderful suit, but I can still believe that he is Santa without either of those items. And if you can make me believe you're Santa without wearing the designer beard and the suit, that's something special.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in here and give a shameless plug for Santa Doug. Santa Doug has recently released a book that he wrote, and I should have it in front of me, but I don't have it right here. Let me see if I can find it real
Very
quick.
good book. Very interesting. Very good job, Doug. It was great. I got to read it on the plane back and forth. So I got it a week or so before that, and I wanted to save it on the flights. So at the airport waiting, there it is.
The Miracle of Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's very good.
You can pick that up on Amazon, and it comes in the paperback style that Angela here is holding, and also in a hard copy. So, very very interesting book. It curtails the two Miracle on 34th Street uh, Santas from the two different shows, the original and the remake. And so, man, I'll tell you what, guys, you need to reach out and get you a copy of that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, let's see. David Millmine's got one here for you, Phineas.
Okay, let's read it. I seriously considered a green suit, but when reviewing with my photographers, they were not in favor. Stick with what the client wants, confirm before you make a change. And that is the truth, is that if you're considering something new and you do work closely with photographers, then you should probably check with them and what their needs are, particularly if they do green screen work or blue screen work. Make sure that you choose your colors and designs well. So,
Where's Santa? Where's Santa?
All right,
Yeah,
Randall, I'm going to put this one up. You can catch it. It's from Santa Chris.
I've been trying to transition my clients by coming up with my traditional suit and taking the coat off, wearing the vest, then using the coat as a prop, and have Papa or Dad, Mom try it on. Its coats works well in small parties and home visits. Yeah, that's perfect, Chris. It just then you're more comfortable, especially at a home, because for some reason they want Santa by the fireplace. They think it's the most beautiful picture, which it is, but you can take that heavy coat off, and then it's always fun to have Mom, Dad put that coat on. And of course, it's so much bigger than them. It is good picture moments. It really is.
Absolutely. I do the same thing at the mall, wear my parade coat down from the dressing room to the chair, take it off, hang it up on a chair. Client asked me to put it on, I put it on. And on occasion, I do put it on that special child or parent photo for a quick picture and then take it, hang it back up. All right, we got one more here that we're going to cover real quick, and we need to move along. The only one I ask about my outfits is my photographer I work with. All others I choose what I want and have not had any issues or an issue. I have warm suits for the outdoor events and cooler ones for the indoors. That's Jeff Verba.
I will definitely agree with that. Living up where I live, that we have to dress appropriately if we're doing an outside gig, and it is, -7 degrees out. Sorry, we are not going to be wearing the light look that you saw us do in the photo studio beside the fireplace. We will be doing something appropriate for the weather, unless your staff and event team are going to be out wearing their t-shirts and shorts as well. So
Yeah, that's something. Especially, I feel sorry for people in a lot of southern states where it is extremely hot all the time, even during December it's warm. But that can make you better have that cooler suit.
yep.
All right, just popping a few more of the
Good comments about the book. It is. It's
for Doug's book, which a lot of folks have already reached out and gotten a copy of it. And if you're really, really kind to Santa Doug, he might even autograph it for you, which is a real treat.
Yep.
All right. That was a great segment, as always. We done spent half the show just on that, but that's what we intend on doing here because that is our teaching moment, our biggest teaching moment for the first half of the show. So I guess we want to jump in here next and play our video lead in for the Santa's Closet North Pole Happy Hour, and we'll have Phineas back on the other side with trivia.
So to start off with our trivia question is a sleigh bell brain teaser. And the winner of this gets a gift from Wade and Scarlett at santascloset.org. And we have a multiple choice question. What Christmas toy was introduced in 1964 and became a classic? A, the Easy Bake Oven. B, the Etch-a-Sketch. C, G.I. Joe. D, Hot Wheels. And there is a bonus round question, and the bonus round question, the winner's name will go into the hat for a scholarship to North Pole Cornerstones 2027. Who was the manufacturer of that classic toy?
So make it easy on the first half, give you multiple choice. That our producer came up with that idea. She seems to think, and I agree with her, that it's going to make it easier for everyone. But you still got to do a little bit of research if you don't know the cause and effect bonus round question there, the bonus. Many of you may already know it, so if you don't, then you'll have to do a little fingertips.
Google time.
Google through. And is this where we say that there's going to be a change to our timeout?
Yes, that's correct, Phineas. Go ahead and tell them about that.
So just so you know, last year timeout for winners was 6 weeks. We have been asked by our sponsors to make things more fair for other people that we extend the timeout to 8 weeks. So 8 weeks will be the timeout once you have won.
That's correct. That's correct. All right, let's go ahead and slide right into our next segment here. This next segment will be brought to you by NorthPoleCornerstones.com, and we're going to do the video promo.
I gotta get it.
Randall?
Hello, everybody. Good to see you. It is Elfin News Chatterbox time, and there's so many things going on. And um, what we really want to talk about is the Hall of Fame. Of course, we know. Put this right up there, guys. He's right above us. Mr. Bob McMasters was, of course, inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. It's the 15th annual. That's very cool. 15 years of special Santas and Mrs. Clauses and people that have put so much into this business and craft to be inducted. Of course, Bob was inducted this year. Dale and Trish Paris, Dina Johnson, Derek Dugan, Doug Eberhardt, Ed Taylor, Felix Estridge, Gemma Holmes, Howard Graham, Joe, I hope I get it right, Monco,
Monaco?
Monaco.
and next is Kona Gant, Leonard, boy, that one's going to be rough for me, Udich,
UTEC?
thank you, Melissa Rickard, and Paul and Kathy Davis. All amazing. Everybody got to give them a round of applause, folks. They were all inducted into the 2025 Hall of Fame. Phenomenal. Everyone has put so much into their heart and to the moving the holiday spirit for so many people. And of course, this guy up there, I'm saying up there because on my frame he's up there above the thing. He's look like he said 6 years of putting this show together, and not just that, the whole TNL Productions. So, guys, got to give a big round of applause. Besides everybody, it's honored to have everybody, all those people inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's got to be an amazing honor. It's got to be such a cool thing. That means peers, your clients, and everything. Uh, you stand out, which is amazing.
Pretty cool. It's 15th annual, and went back and counted. Of course, there's 16 of us that went in. This is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the largest class number-wise that's ever gone in. And this makes 101 folks that are in the hall.
Wow.
101 with this induction. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Couldn't do it without you. Everyone has been instrumental in my career. I'm so humbled, and just really, when you say it, it still doesn't soak in. It's just hard to believe. I like to tell the story that Spangle the Clown was the one that called and broke the news to me, because he is also a Hall of Fame member. And as a Hall of Fame member, those are part of the duties that you can bestow on yourself with the permission of the committee, is to break the news to the inductee. And so, you know Spangle, and I know Spangle. And when Spangle called, the way he presented it to me, I thought he was pulling my leg. And for a week, I didn't believe it. For a week, he kept telling me every day, "Congratulations, you're in." And I said, "Spangle, don't mess with me like this, man. Don't do this to me." Until I saw that piece of paper, or the actual announcement by Phil Wentz that Randall held up there, then that's when I knew it was real. And of course, my emotions come flooding out at that point. So anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Now that's enough of all that. Let's move on. We've got a season debut next week of Phineas and Randall's segments. This week, they're just going to preview Digging Deeper, and Randall has renamed his segment Magical Performances A to Z, or as he likes to say, Amazing to Zesty. So right now, we want to go ahead and let's go ahead and do the lead in for Digging Deeper. And this, I'll just tell you up front, this is brought to you by Thermapparel and Holiday Photo Magic.
Hey, everybody. Hoping everybody has had a good off season and that the beginning of 2026 has treated you very well. So, last year, I focused on how to create your character's backstory by using Add Me the Yeti and using the puppet of Add Me the Yeti to go through a one process to build your backstory. Now, the next part of your backstory is what is your North Pole looking like? So, over the next few weeks, we are going to be discussing how to build a believable North Pole to use as part of your backstory so you can have answers at the drop of a hat for those difficult questions that those who are on the cusp of not believing um, to provide them so you'll have consistency and something fun and whimsical and unique to who you are as your Christmas character. So we're going to be building your North Pole up from scratch over the next few weeks. So I'm looking forward to doing it with you. And once more, let's collaborate, let's talk, send me messages and emails, and we'll go from there. So it's going to be fun, it's going to be different. And yeah, I'm going to definitely poke the bear a few times. And I'm looking forward to making people think about something that might be a little ridiculous to them, but at the same time, you never know if you're going to get asked about it. So building your North Pole from the foundation up. Right?
Ho, 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 ho!
Shop Thermo Apparel. They're wonderful. They're fantastic. And for the coolest of cool Santas or Easter bunnies, remember Thermo Apparel.
Don't just be cool as an attitude. Keep cool, literally.
Thermal Apparel. Be cool.
Ho, 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 ho!
Hello, everybody, and thank you for allowing me and to be on this show again. Bob, Angela, everybody, Phineas, thank you so much. It's going to be another year of me bugging you guys and rambling on like I do. It's going to be a magical performance from A to Z. We're going to learn some things from the scratch, how to build some props that are just maybe not props for the magic part of it, but just to add a little bit of fun to your year, to your performance. Um, how easy it is to make some items out of things from Home Depot, out of not just the candy cane, but another thing, a magic wand and stuff, a raising wand, and there's so many things you can make out of easy things to do from Home Depot and things like that, or big box stores like that. It'll add fun to your performance, so you're going to learn that. I'm going to show you a different trick every week or every time we do this, just to get you to, and it'll work. Mostly it will work for Santa, Mrs. Claus, or elves, and that's the best part. It just is a way to enhance your performance as Santa, because I always say Santa's the most magical character out there. So is Mrs. Claus. Just think what she does. She controls the whole North Pole. And those elves, besides mischievous, like Phineas, they are very, very magical too. So there's so many things that what you're going to learn and we're going to talk about, besides adding on some stories behind it, and of course some puppetry. Right over there, just the other side of this screen, I've got about 6 or 8 puppets. We're going to go through a few different character things we're going to go through the year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I can't be more thankful and happy for this opportunity again. Everybody was so wonderful last year to let me work on this thing and go from there. So again, thank you so much. I love you all and looking forward to fun year. Can't believe it's March already to get going for the season. But we're going to have some fun, just like I was here at the new happy hour. Enjoy. See you soon.
Fantastic. Those two segments are going to be so much fun this year, and they both have promised that they are going to blow your socks off. So, looking forward to that. Now, the A to Z Magical Santa Randall Checker Lee segment is brought to you by King Risk Partners and Caboots, and that will be each week. So, I want to say thank you to everyone that has stepped up this year to help put this show on, all of our contributing partners. All right, let's jump into our trivia answer. The Sleigh Bell Brain Teaser, what Christmas toy was introduced in 1964 and became a classic? That would be G.I. Joe. Our winner? Diane Vian. She's on a roll. She got the scholarship for NPC that was held a few weeks back in Oklahoma City. It's good to see Diane there again. And she won a scholarship a couple of years ago. Now she's winning trivia. She's doing good. She's been a good girl, right? The Clause and Effect bonus round. Who was the manufacturer of that classic toy? That was Hasbro. Winner there?
Santa Jeff Verba.
Jeff Verba. Your name goes in the hat for the drawing for the scholarship for 2027 North Pole Cornerstones in Oklahoma City. And the date has not been announced on that yet. We're working on tweaking some things there. So as soon as we get that, we'll let you know. All right, before we go too much further, I do want to say real quick, Randy had mentioned up in the Elf and Chatterbox News about the inductees this year. What a fantastic class of inductees. You look at all the folks' names that he wrote right across there, and a phenomenal, Trish Paris, Santa Family Reunion, her husband Dale, Derek Dugan, Doug Eberhardt, East Coast School, he's got a school on the East Coast. Got Ed Taylor. He's on the West Coast. Of course, you got me in the central part of the United States. Here in Dallas, we have Felix Estridge, which is the Neiman Marcus anchor store Santa for years. Felix and I being very good friends. Really excited that he got to go in this year. Howard Graham worked with Howard at IBRBS. Known Howard since I first got into the industry. Happy for him. And most of all, the one person that I am so excited that got into the hall this year was Santa Mel, Melissa Rickard. Nobody deserves it more than her. She is a phenomenal Santa. She has put so much time and effort into her craft, and everyone loves Mel. Mel, we love you, and we're so happy that you got to experience this with me and Derek and a few others. That we kind of got our little group, and so it really feels good to be able to go in with folks that you care and love about. And they're all, like I said, everyone that was inducted, well deserving, and I'm just honored to be part of that. All right, let's go ahead and run our next one, Angela.
Oh, goodness, I gotta find it. There it is.
want to say thank you to Cherry Hill Program, Santa Central, for joining up and teaming up with us this year as one of our contributors to the show, to TNL Network as a whole. Got to say real quick, I was shocked in California by them also. They surprised me with an award out there for the first ever Cherry Hill Santa Central Santa Ambassador. That another honor. It's a 1 year stint that I will do with them. It'll curtail doing things like Ronald McDonald House here in Dallas event, and much more. And we'll talk more about that as we get along. Maybe tomorrow night, some of that. Also, want to talk about the honor that I was bestowed at North Pole Cornerstones with a pair of shoes. Many of you may have seen in the post, but a phenomenal pair of shoes that Liz and Tracy Roosh had put together. Videos that they put together had me boohooing like a baby, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow night also. So tune in tomorrow night for that. With all that said, we don't want to forget to watch all the 2026 family of shows. Tune in, kick up your heels, and join in the fun, all powered by TNL Network Productions. Okay. Phineas, you want to kick this off?
Okay, so as we said yesterday, starting off yesterday with a strong first episode of The Couple's Clause featuring Santa Doug and Jenny Kringle, as well as Santa Chris and Kim. Today we started off with the what used to be the Monday Night Live show is now North Pole Happy Hour. Just so you know, Shaun White is currently starring in Mary Poppins up in Michigan, so she will not be starting the Claus Connect until March 30th. So March 30th will be the season 2 debut of the Claus Connect. And of course, tomorrow, Tuesday Night Live with Bob, Scott, and Spangle, and some special guests from what I understand. So looking forward to that.
Randy, you want to pick it up from there?
Yeah, of course. Then on Wednesday is Kringle time. The crazy Kringle brothers, Michael Howe and Michael Brewer. You guys will laugh, and they always have something planned to educate and inform you about. But that's Wednesday nights, and then Thursday nights are going to go back and forth. Of course, Santa Mel, has always had the Magical Fellowship group. She's going to be doing that, but they're going to be, I guess, going back and forth for each two polar opposites.
Alternating
on Thursday nights, so there'll always be something educational and fun on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. to 6 Central, 7 Eastern. But that's on Thursday nights. So, man,
they actually debut next week, March 12th.
They will be debuting
March 12th, not this week. I apologize. I should have left it over here straight in front of me.
No.
And there has been a change of host of Polar Opposites. Santa Jamie D is out, and Derek Dugan will be joining Santa J Mac on the 12th of March. So looking forward to that as well.
That's
so
right. I believe Jamie's going to be there for the first segment and kind of turn the chair over to Derek. Jamie's stepping aside for a little bit. Derek's going to fill that chair for a while. Going to be a fantastic show. Still be the Polar Opposites, the pros, the cons. Kick it around, throw it to the chat. Another great show. And the one that we didn't actually mention here was Christmas Crossings with Santa Chris, which will be on every month that there is a fifth Thursday. He will be on over there at Santa's Magical Fellowship group for that. All right, Randall, you got any North Pole nightcaps, any thoughts or takeaways?
I just want to say again, I can't believe how much fun this is again, and how much thank you to everybody out there to let this go for, again, 6 years. I've been a part of it for now. It'll be in my fourth year if you add them all together. Just amazing. These guys up here are talents, love the business, love the kids, and it's such a joy. And back there with Angela, too, such a joy to be a part of this. And you guys out there always gets great compliments and comments and making this show what it is and has been and what TNL Network is. Thank you, folks, everybody that's watching.
Here's to you.
Here's to all of us. Thank you, guys. Mine's empty now. Sorry, I drank too much.
So, real quick, just want to get make sure everyone's got this clear. Santa's Magical Fellowship Group and Polar Opposites will be on together March 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern Times. On the 19th of March will be Polar Opposites. On the 26th of March will be Santa's Family Magical Fellowship Group, and they will alternate every other week. Instead of doing back-to-backs like they did the last season, they're going to dedicate each night to one show and then the other. So that way you'll get more of what you love, and all that powered right here by TNL Network Productions. I want to say thank you to everyone. We've been waiting a long time to get back on and get this going again. We had a heck of an off season. We'll talk more about that as the season rolls on. Maybe more tomorrow night, because that is part of what we're going to talk about is what we've done in the off season, the different events we've done, and what's coming up for 2026 and beyond. So thanks everyone. Thank you, Phineas T. Elf, as always. Love to have you here with us, brother. Thank you, Randall. Good to have you, Angela. You want to say bye?
If I can find my,
She's got to find the scene with her in it.
here we go, right here.
There she is.
There she
There
is.
she is. All right.
Couldn't do this without Angela. She's the force behind it. The new name is her idea. I'm sorry that I messed the lead in that she had all planned in the beginning, but
I was echoing in my ear.
well, it was echoing.
Lagging
Period. I
here.
think everybody probably heard what you heard. So anyway, I didn't have the YouTube and my Facebook open over here on this other screen. Muted. Bad Santa, right? Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Good to see everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
next week, guys.